The Indiana Fever just reached a breaking point behind closed doors. Not because of a rumored walkout, not because of some reported contract dispute. This time, the tension erupted in the one place where a coach-player relationship can't stay hidden. On the court, in front of the cameras with a national audience watching as a superstar visibly turned her back on her head coach in real time.
Caitlin Clark is turning her back on Stephanie White. She's over it. Can we end this thing at the end of the season? Shout out to Kelsey. You played a good game. We're going to get into that. I want this thing broken up by the end of the season. You can't afford both. Pick one and let's move on. At this point, I'd rather y'all keep Kelsey, Stephanie, and AB together in Indiana, and let's let Caitlin go elsewhere. Can we go elsewhere, please? I just want to get the hell away from here. I want to get away from these weirdos. I want to get away from this sabotaging organization. I want to get away from everything. Take a look at this. Stephanie White is constantly in this girl's ear, constantly nagging her, just like a gnat. Yeah. Look, Caitlin Clark turning her back to her like she don't want to hear this no more.
She didn't say a word. She didn't have to.
You mean to tell me the very first play of the game was ran for Kelsey Mitchell?
Every possession, every quarter, one name.
What adjustments did you make? None. The only thing you did from start to finish was go to Kelsey, go to Kelsey, go to Kelsey, go to Kelsey, go to Kelsey.
That's not a fan yelling at a screen. That's a press conference. That's a reporter on the record asking Stephanie White to her face why her franchise player never touched the ball in rhythm, and getting silence dressed up as coach speak. But here's what nobody is connecting. Because while the internet is arguing about whether Caitlin Clark blamed Stephanie White live on camera, they're missing the actual story. Clark didn't need a microphone. She used her back. She used her face. She used the fact that for the second game in a row, she walked off a broadcast camera mid-timeout while her head coach was still talking. That's the rumor burning through Fever Twitter right now, that this isn't tension anymore. It's a fracture, and it's playing out in real time in front of ESPN's cameras, whether the two of them say a word about it or not. Let's rebuild exactly how we got here.
His whole game plan was about Kelsey Mitchell and her getting her streak. It was very clear, very obvious. And look, I'm not going to come at Kelsey Mitchell in it. She played a hell of a game. But this thing was 100% about Kelsey Mitchell, and I think it had everything to do with them seeing Caitlin Clark climbing that MVP ladder, and they said, hell no, we are sabotaging this, and that is exactly what happened. The Indiana Fever lose to a team in the Dallas Wings that lost 8 out of their last 11 games. You could thank Stephanie White, who wanted to make it all about Kelsey Mitchell. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated, man. I am disgusted with the Indiana Fever. I am disgusted. Stephanie White, get your bum ass in the trash. Get your bum ass in the trash. You are a fucking bum of a coach. You are terrible. You are terrible. You mean to tell me the very first play of the game was ran for Kelsey Mitchell? Caitlin Clark threw her a bounce pass. Kelsey Mitchell went to turn the corner, got fouled, went to the free throw line. From that point on, every single play in the first half was for Kelsey Mitchell. Nobody else could establish a rhythm because you did nothing else for anybody else to get a rhythm. We did not run in the second quarter. We didn't run a pick and roll ball screen action for Caitlin Clark until the last possession.
Indiana Fever, Dallas Wings, a Wings team that had dropped 8 of its last 11. On paper, a game the Fever should control. Instead, Indiana lost by 9, and the tape tells you everything about why, before either coach or player says a single word about it. That's not opinion. That's the opening possession of the game. Clark inbounds it, Mitchell turns the corner, gets to the line. From there, according to both reactor breakdowns pulled from this game, Indiana runs almost every first half set through Mitchell, chasing a personal scoring streak that had already become a storyline of its own over the previous 3 games. Here's the number that should stop you. Indiana didn't run a single ball screen action for Clark, her signature read, the 2-woman game that makes her nearly unguardable, until the final possession of the second quarter. 15 seconds left on the clock. That's not a rotation, that's a footnote.
We didn't run a ball, we ran nothing for her the whole second quarter. We did not run an off-ball play for Caitlin Clark to get a look from the 3-point line. Not when she got a look. We didn't run it for her to get a look until the third quarter.
By the time Clark got a look from 3 off a designed action, it was the third quarter. The game plan, by every read of the tape, wasn't built around getting the reigning face of the league into rhythm. It was built around protecting a scoring streak for the second option, and the box score backs it up. Kelsey Mitchell, 37 points, 9 of 18, 4 triples, a perfect night from the line. A monster performance, no argument. Clark, 10 points, 9 assists, 4 of 15 from the field. One single free throw attempt in the entire game. For a player whose game lives on downhill pressure and drawing contact, one free throw is a signal, not of a bad shooting night, but of a player who never got a runway to attack. This is where the blame narrative actually starts, not with words, with body language, caught live on the broadcast.
She don't want to hear it no more. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. She don't want to hear it no more. Now look at Stephanie White when Caitlin Clark has the ball right here. She don't even want Caitlin to have the ball. She want Kelsey to have the ball. You see that reaction from the coach? You see that? They hate each other.
Multiple sideline shots throughout the second half show Clark physically stepping away while White is mid-instruction. Not storming off, not a scene, just gone, turned, walking. It's subtle enough that a casual viewer scrolls past it. It's loud enough that anyone who's watched this team all season immediately clocked it. Compare that to what Kelsey Mitchell said at the podium after the loss. A loss, remember, being discussed like a celebration.
I think that it's a part of the game. So for one, I just want to, congratulate my team for making me look good.
A losing locker room, celebrating a streak. That's the exact temperature mismatch fueling the rumor. One star treated the night like a milestone, the other star couldn't get off the bench fast enough. Here's the part actually on the record. Stephanie White getting pressed live by reporters about exactly this game plan.
I think the biggest thing is we got to be better on the defensive end of the floor. I think the first matchup, we gave them over 100 points, gave them 91. Here today, they made some really good adjustments. They forced us to guard one-on-one. We've improved on the defensive end, but we've got to continue to grow.
Vague, defensive, no specifics. A team that had lost 8 of 11 suddenly gets credited with great adjustments. But White never says what those adjustments actually were, or why her own offense couldn't counter them. Then it gets worse. Asked directly about second-half energy and the toll of a brutal road trip, White pivots.
In our attacks, their length really bothered us.
Tunnel vision on a night where the offense ran through one player almost exclusively by design. That's not a coincidence of phrasing. That's a coach describing her own game plan and calling it a symptom instead of owning it as a decision. And this isn't a one-game blip. Go back 3 games. The pattern was already forming before Dallas. Mitchell stuck at 18 in a prior game, according to reactor breakdowns of the offense, with Indiana reportedly running an entire fourth quarter and overtime specifically to get her to 20. Whether or not you buy the MVP campaign framing some fans have floated, the on-court evidence of a heavy, sustained tilt toward one scorer over the last month of games is not in dispute. It's in the shot charts. That's the larger structural story underneath the rumor. This isn't really about one bad loss to Dallas. It's about whether Stephanie White has, intentionally or not, built an offense that manages a storyline instead of managing a roster, and whether the most talented player in the building has quietly started checking out of games because of it.
And once you pass the ball, you're never getting the ball back. You know that. If we all know it, you know it too. You know Aaliyah Boston don't give you the ball when you give it to her.
If that read on the offense is accurate, even in part, that's not a chemistry problem. That's a trust problem. And trust problems between a franchise coach and a franchise player don't stay quiet for long, not with cameras on every time out. So here's where the rumor lands, and where every Fever fan should actually be looking heading into the final stretch. Is this a coaching staff that adjusts, or a coaching staff that doubles down? Because if Indiana runs the same offense next game, same priority, same non-existent ball screen package for Clark, the body language on that bench isn't going to stay subtle. It's going to become the story, on record, whether Clark ever says the word blame out loud or not. The receipts are already stacking. The only thing left to see is whether this front office reads them before the walk-off becomes a walkout. That's the read on where things actually stand between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White. Not a headline soundbite, but a pattern building in real time, on tape, in body language, and in a podium answer that never once said the word adjustment with a straight face. Drop your take in the comments. Is this fixable, or is this a coach who's already lost the room? Like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.